Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you please type the number 1 in that chat box, let me know that you can. I would truly appreciate it. All right. Fantastico. It's awesome. All right, all right, all right. Lots of comments there. Wow. Let's see. Good afternoon, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good happy Monday. Yep, Lee, that's a coming. Microphone first, then we get the camera going. Da, 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 da. Let's see. It always hides itself on my screen. Oh, well, it helps if I open it up. Can you see me now? All right. Yeah. There we go. Should be looking good. Well, I don't know about good, but I should be on there. How about that? Perfect. All right. All right. All right. Welcome, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. Hope it's been a good trading day for you. As we get started here, keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes. Nothing's meant to be advice or recommendations. Any candidates that we look at are all considered to be for educational purposes. We do not discuss funded trades here. We only discuss education. All right. There you go. Erica's already got her numbers in. Look at that. I love it. I love it. Really good, too. So what do we got going on this week? Well, we got Inner Circle check-in comes in tonight at 7 p.m. The monthly is on the 14th. I'll be doing 2-hour live there. Trading You Live 2.0. Da, 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 da. Tonight is the wrap-up. So for those of you that are in the regular Trading You, so everybody that's in Mastermind, you're in regular Trading You as well, and anybody who is subscribed to the regular Trading You, you're being invited into tonight's wrap-up class. And what tonight's wrap-up class is, it's going to be a detailed plan of what we need to do to get going. Right? I'm going to lay some steps out for everybody this evening on the next steps in your trading process. You know, we're going to talk technicals. We're going to get a couple of different things going in there. All right. So you will have gotten an invitation for that already. So make sure that you are there. Yeah, Erica's like, yippee. Yeah, it should be fun. It should be really fun. Mastermind on the 12th, which is mañana. SPX cash flow on the 13th. Monster Market Movers comes up next week on the 18th. That's pretty much, I think, my last class for the year, major for the year. I'll be doing pop, of course, but Power Option Plays, Covered Call Explorer, E-mini Think Tank, and Vegas Spreads, along with Power Hour and Trading Coaches Playbook are all on the regular schedule for this week. No interruptions that I can think of. Here's our followers page. Make sure you're following along to keep up with all the content we put out there. Our TikTok account is absolutely blowing up. We went from 37 subscribers about a week and a half ago, maybe we'll call it 2 weeks ago, to over 5,000 subscribers. One of our videos has hit 157,000 views. So make sure you go and check out the Wealth Builder HQ TikTok account. All right. Yeah, it's just, I'm excited for it. It really, it's blown up. We got over 250,000 views on our TikTok channel. It's, woo, I'm absolutely loving it. Here is our manifesto. Guys, this is just what it means to be a trading boss to us, right? We spent lamented for hours, weeks, months over this process to get every word possible to perfection, right? So you can download this on the website. You can download it on the tradinglikeaboss.com, on robertjroy.com. And then Trade Watch alerts. Amelia is still offering, it ends this week. If you get registered for the quarterly subscription, you will get a one-on-one mentorship session with her, which is going to walk you through how to use Trade Watch alerts. All right. I mean, you get a full one-on-one just with Amelia on this is how I go about and take advantage of this system. So you're going to want to check that out. All right. I don't want to show that yet. Okay. So what trades did you do? I saw Erica's already dropped one in there. So go ahead and drop those puppies in. Erica said, and again, non-funded trades, you don't, whether it's funded or not, I don't care. Everything we talk about is for education only. So we got 1,025 profit on the Qs, still in Roku trade, which is down 133. Okay. Let's see. John said Wheel of Fortune on CRSP and beyond. Naked puts on Oracle. Love Oracle. And X. Love them too. Cash flow $1,400. Very nice. Trip said 2 IWM scalps. The first one was 16% in 4 minutes. The second one just closed 20% in 8 minutes. Oh, man. All right. Erica said, I am practicing naked puts. That's awesome. We just taught that in Mastermind. So it's an awesome strategy. I don't remember if tomorrow night is when we get into our diagonals. I think it's this week. You gotta let me know, Trip. I think it was this week. Let's see. Yep, it is. Okay, good. So Lee, do me a favor. Would you tell Suzanne to send out an email about this, about tomorrow night's mastermind, that we're doing a core training tomorrow night for that? Right? Yep, it'll be 2 hours ish. It's only part of the strategy, Erica. So I'm assuming it's gonna go longer than the hour, whatever it takes us. If it's an hour and a half, if it's 2 and a quarter, whatever it is, we will be there for the entire thing. You're welcome. Thanks, Lee. All right, Jim said did not get in a trade this morning. Yep, there you go. Fully understand that, you know. Jeff said AMD covered call weeklies. Nice. Yeah, I did AMD directional today. Let's see. Scott, 67% on QQQs. Love it when the paper trade fills at a much better price than expected. Nice. Very nice. There you go. Yep. Trip said he notified everybody last week in Mastermind that it was going to be longer than the hour. It's whatever it takes, because the whole strategy should have been covered calls, naked puts, Wheel of Fortune, and diagonals. And I try to teach that in 2 hours, which we obviously can't. That's why we spread this one out a little bit. So let's see. Stephanie said bought long calls on Abbott and GE. All right. There you go. See, that's what it is, folks. The reason we do this is not a bragging session. That's not what it's about. It's an accountability session. Are you hitting enter? That's what it is. I've got to get you to hitting enter, right? And many of you are, you know, as you can hear. And again, I don't care. Don't tell me it's a funded trade. Don't tell me it's a non-funded trade, because it doesn't matter to us. We're about the education. We're here to teach you the how. It's up to you to decide if you're going to execute or not. Let's see. Kevin said no trade. Looking at Tesla for a long. Nice. Okay. I will, Erica. Just remind me after we get through some of the education stuff, and we definitely can do that. Okay. Dot, 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 dot. All right. Now, I still don't want to do that. Okay. So let me go ahead and let's bring this up. Paula said no trade in bed with the flu. You know, Paula, you're not the only one. I had a one-on-one scheduled for this Friday, which just got canceled. I just got the note from Amelia. I haven't even called her back yet because the person that was coming in got the flu. So I definitely appreciate him letting us know, of course, but not coming when he was sick, you know, which is important, right? No reason to get anybody else sick. But I just got back I was in Maryland for a couple of days, and I came back on Thursday night. I landed late, of course. I don't know what it is between Maryland and New York. They just can't seem to get it right. I was late going there. I was late coming home. Late landing, you know, when I got there Monday, and late coming home on Thursday. And got home and a little scratch in my throat, but it was very screaming rah-rah. Lots of amazing content that we picked up while we were there, and just awesome 3 days. And then I woke up Friday. My throat still bothered me. I did some of the chloroseptic sprays and rinsed my throat with salt. And all of a sudden, my family became distant. Gone. No one's anywhere near me. No, stay away. But knock wood, it was a 1 day. My throat was just bothering a little bit. I think it was just over stressed from the time away. For sure. But definitely a concern. I mean, coming home, the seat behind me, the guy hopped up along all night long. You know, and I caught him multiple times, not covering his mouth. I just want to reach back with a magazine and slap him, but they don't have magazines in the plane anymore. Excuse me. Brendan said, no trades for me doing Christmas light repair. Okay. I got it. Sorry about that. Was that tickling that throat back again? But no sore throat, no problem with sleeping with it or anything, which usually how my colds start. All right, everybody. Sorry about that. Just Erica said, I live in Maryland in Montgomery County near Rockville. Glad you visited my area. Yeah, it's a little far. I left for the airport. It was 40 minutes. It took us an hour and almost 10 minutes to get there, 30 minutes longer than planned. A lot of COVID outbreak in the area. Well, I'm glad. Zinc and elderberry. There you go, Brenda. Yep. I appreciate that, Jim. Jim just typed in, said CME website shows 98.4% that they will not change the interest rate on no hike on Wednesday. So there you go. Well, that was the catalyst, right? Where Bernanke, oh my goodness gracious, Powell came out. Bernanke, wow. Powell came out and they said something that it didn't look like that. It looked like the interest rates were done going up for now. And that was kind of catalyst in the market. So we'll see what it does, but there's still a lot of concern out there with housing, and interest rates are still a problem. Yes, mortgages have come down about a half a point in there, even though the rate has not dropped. It was just the banks realizing people aren't borrowing any longer. My wife listens to this gentleman every day about real estate. He's very much Florida related, but he's got a good handle on a lot of the country. And he's talking statistics, and she gets all of that. It's all numbers. It's just math. It's pure. It's easy to understand, right? The houses a year ago were $240,000. Now they're 390. It's a massive increase. It should only have gone a 3 or 4% up. He's got all the stats to it. But he's saying even if interest rates went back to where they were, you would not see housing sell the way it was before the rate hikes, just because of how expensive the houses have become. It's still at that point. And there are a lot of people that are doing everything they can right now to hold on to their home. From what this gentleman says, they're house poor now at this point. They can't afford to do anything, right? It's just, there is no such thing as going out. There is no such thing as you need to buy new clothes. It's just pay for the house, pay for the house, pay for the house. Live is all it is. Just, in the house. That's all you can do. And they're struggling just to keep their hands on that house. Hopefully, economy turns around a little bit, inflation drops a little bit. We're seeing some gas price drops right now, but I'm not surprising Biden is not going to want to see very high gas prices going into the election. So I'm not surprised to see some let up in there with whatever's happening out there. Whatever it is, whatever they're doing, it's working. Okay. But you still have one of the highest credit card debts ever. You have one of the lowest amounts of cash in the bank in a very long time, like 20, 25 years or something, that people have. So, and we had the highest mark of cash in the bank right during the height of COVID, right? Because everybody's getting all this extra money from the government. You don't even have to prove you worked. We'll give you unemployment, which was awesome, right? For people. So they had all this extra cash, but now with prices going as high as they have, that's gone. And I'm all for people making a fair wage. I truly am. I think everybody needs to be paid a fair wage. Do I think McDonald's needs to get paid a wage to support a family? Probably not for the average person that works part-time at a counter, is my guess, right? My personal thoughts. But that increase in price has done what? It's caused places like McDonald's to say, we're going to use less staff. Why? Because we're going to automate things. When my wife worked at McDonald's, I was dating her when she was working. We started dating while she was working at McDonald's. I used to go pick her up. Every night she worked, I'd pick her up because she was a half-hour bus ride for her where she worked. And there were 4 or 5 cashiers plus the person on the drive-through. Now you got one cashier. Many people placing the orders on an app, or they're placing the orders on the little computers in the McDonald's or in the Panera. So there's less need at that counter there. There's one place, I think it was California, that is testing out an automated delivery system to your car where they don't even have a person. The guy or gal that packed the food just puts it on a conveyor belt and rolls it over to the window. The window opens up, you take your food, comes out, you take your food and you go. Done. Very simple. So the raise in salaries, again, important, but I think what people miss is the offset. That's why pizza went from $2.50 a slice to $3.85 a slice now, right? Because of how expensive things became. I know the owner of one of the pizzerias right here, and he said, Rob, we're selling pizza and making 5 cents a slice before they raised their prices. He said, and I'm not taking a salary. That's just what my cost is in there, which is why they went to $3.85 a slice. A specialty slice of pizza, they put chicken on the top of it, is $5.50, because of the chicken on top. It's crazy. McDonald's to pay $20 per hour next year in California, Jeff said. Yeah, well, um, Kevin said when you go out to the restaurants and they're packed, $75 for 2 dinners and drinking in Minnesota. That's good if it's $75, including drinks. Um, oh, there we go. Trip said also in January, for January, no hike, 94.3% chance of no hike for January, even better. Tom said, been trying to find the continuation of the trading journal, 2 completed 99 trades. Um, I'm not sure, Tom. Um, Lee, can you do me a favor and see what you can come up with here to help Tom out there? Right? Normally, Tom, what I do is I just use one page for 1 month and I just switch over to another page. That's why we say to save the original, which we can always get if you don't have. But we save the original and then we just jump into just save it again as a new name. And I would name it January of 23, February of 23, March of 23, and so forth. Brenner, I believe that everybody should get a decent wage. I'm not saying they shouldn't, right? I just think that if you go too far too fast, you can't complain. Listen, we did it. We did it already. It's done. You just can't complain on the other side that food's getting too expensive. There you go, Tom. And let's see. I don't know what Amelia, because I'm not sure if this has come to me before, Tom. It might have, and I just spaced on it. If it was my fault, I apologize. All right. So S&P 500, right? Very, 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 very important that you fully understand, that you comprehend what has happened with the S&P. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So I just want to make it nice and big on the screen so we get a look at it. Okay. So we had this little bit of a breakout here on the fibs, right? On this fib line, which 45, 42 or so. 45, 42. So that is a negative 272. Okay. That's what that is. That's a negative 272 right there. So we broke out, right? So at this point, and I'm sitting here on this day, I am looking at the chart. I'm in position number 2 in the chair. Remember the positions. Position 1 is back here. Hands behind my head, can't reach the keyboard, can't do anything. I'm back here. Position 2, I'm paying attention, right? So we're in position number 2. The next day comes by, I'm back in position number 3. Nothing at all there, okay? We'll go another day. I'm still in position number 3. Right? I'm going to be in position 2 possibly on the next day, depending on what it does in the pre-market. Right? So what happens? The next day we get a bounce. I am in position number 2 on the chair. I like what's happening right there, but I do recognize that now 4 days in a row, we've kind of gone flatline. You can't break out. Either way, up or down. The 8's coming up, which is good. Right? We've got that rising moving average in there, so that's important. But that can't last if we keep going sideways like this. So now, if you look where we closed, I'm back in the end of the day, I'm back in position number 3. I'm back here, right? We gap up, and on that gap up, I go right up to position number 1 because I want to see, are we breaking out? We popped our head above and we failed, and I'm right back in position number 3 in the chair again, right? By the end of the day. Tomorrow, are we going to get a bounce? That's what I want to see. Well, we got a little bit of a bounce on that pullback. I went from position number 3 to position number 2, maybe 1, maybe looking to take some trades off of that. But now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. Of those 6 days, 1 day had a big gap up, which was a head fake, right? Could have been a bad entry on a trade. It could have, who knows, right? The bulls tried and they couldn't advance, right? So now I'm back in position number 3 at the end of the day here because we're up near resistance. We break out. So I was in position 3 last night. I was in position 3 when the market opened, and I was in position number 2 as we broke out. Now I'm waiting for any kind of pullback intraday and a bounce, and there's an opportunity. You'll see that there's a 4,600 level, this dot dash line right here, just at where we hit, which tells me that it worked as an amazing resistance level for it. So we finally broke out of that little sideways consolidation there, which was 4, 5, 6 days long, okay? Nice. Now, I'm a little concerned because of how close that 4,600 and that fib line are. Right? It's a little bit tight for me, but we're going to see what plays out. But at this point, I'm in position number 2. We're going to get a pullback and a bounce. I'll take the trade off of that bounce, right? That's off a negative 382, that third line, right? And third, because you got the black line here, that's our negative 136, 272, 382, and then the 4,600 level. If we get a pullback and a bounce, white on rice, baby. I'm all over it, looking to take that trade or trade bullish trades based on that, right? We gap down and I go right back to position number 3. Pre-market, I am yawning. Oh, not interested at all. Go find something else to do. Position number 3 in the chair when the day starts off, today closes. And then the next day, same thing. I'm in position number 3 the whole time. Nothing exciting in there. We're tapping that moving average. We're getting back into that flatline pattern again, except for that one real big breakout day 3 days ago. Today we gap up and we fail. So I go right to position 1 in the beginning of the day, and then I go right back to position number 3. Oh, but you could be taking bearish trades on it. Oh, the hell I can. You can. I can't take bearish trades on this. My mind will not let me take a bearish trade on this. We're in a bullish pattern. I'm not interested in bearish. And how small that move is, right? How small that move is in there, right? Not for me. Move that out of the way. Let's go another day. Boom, we break out. I go from position number 3, position number 2, but we never really moved. We got just above the fib line and we just stalled. Okay. I do like that we had a higher high here. That was important. Excuse me. That was important. Are we going to retest and break that 4,600? That's my next look. That's the next thing I want to see. Boom. So yesterday afternoon, actually, I'd be in position 2, right? This morning when we opened up, I am definitely in position 2, and we stretched down to the fib line and we bounced. On this day, I'm in position 1, and I am all ready for a potential opportunity there, right? We moved up and we ran right into that 4,600 level yet again, all right? And then we break out to the upside, position number 3, and this was today, all right? I don't want to say saving grace because it's not the right word. The pattern interrupt that we've got there, the breakout that took place right here was our previous swing high. I actually have a horizontal line drawn there. 4607.07. We're at 4609.11 right now. So we are above that recent swing high. It goes back to July, right? But we're above that swing high there, which is awesome, right? We finally got that break there. And we're riding right along that uptrend line in the last week or so, right? Which is also the moving average is just hugging right into it, just hugging right into that line. So overall, as we look at the S&P 500, I like it. I like the move. Once we got out of this consolidation, the breakout, retest, and bounce is all we want to see, right? That's all we want. Yes, we broke out here and we failed. We broke out here, we failed. We broke out, we retested, and we bounced. Bingo! See the setup? It's right there. But you've got to look for it, which is going to lead itself right into our topic today, our educational topic. Roman said the NASDAQ has broke out from an important fib line. Yep. Gwendolyn said, Rob, please move your photo. So my photo that's on your screen to move, I believe. I think you can move it around because mine is on another monitor, Gwendolyn. Mine's on a whole different spot. And I think you can hide the photo too if you want. Yeah, someone else just typed in that, yes, it can be moved by yourself. So, yes, I love it. There you go, Gwendolyn. Good. Community participation. I love it. It's awesome. Lots of sheetrock on that ceiling. There was, Trip. Exactly. Yes, definitely a concern. Definitely a concern there, right? So overall, I like the pattern. Now let's scrunch the chart down, right? We've got our next resistance at 46.61, right? So we've got a little bit of room to go in there. let's see, $77. What do we got here? I don't want to do math. 80 bucks ish. So we're close. You might want to put a fib in there. We're right on the cusp of needing it. All right. But that 4661 level, we are looking what a strong, where Chip said lots of sheetrock, or in this case, it's a floor, so lots of plywood, right? Right now, we've got the diagonal trend line. That's one sheet of wood, right? We have the horizontal fib line. That's another sheet of wood, right? Subfloor. We've got the moving average. That's another piece of wood, right? And we got a lot of strength in there right now, supporting that downward pressure, that potential downward move, right? If we do move down and bounce, perfection. It's exactly what we want, right? And that's what I'm looking for. What's the word I'm looking for? The only thing I don't like about it is we got the 4,600 level right there. It's, 20 points away, 19 points away. It's a little too tight for me in there. Yeah, sheetrock's on the ceiling, Trip. Plywood's on the floor, right? But you're right. So the SP 500 right now is true bullish. Yes, Erica, it is true bullish, right? True bullish bias, without a doubt. And what makes it bullish is we're above the highest moving average. What makes it true bullish is all the moving averages are in the right order. All right, so lots of strength in there. And we've been true bullish now since whatever that is, 11, 15, 16, right in there. When the 21 finally crossed up and got above the 55, we've been there the whole time. Okay. We look at VIX. It's like anything worth looking at anymore. Yeah, it's 1270. Don't bother. It's so low. Who cares? Oh, it went to 1290 today. It went to 13. Who cares? It's so low. It doesn't matter. Right now, I've seen the VIX go from 12 to 20 in a week. So it's not that it can't move. You still need to pay attention to it. But when we talk about flat line, that's the VIX right now. Right, we've got a line at 1220. I've had it drawn for years at 1220. Okay, $12.20. We're holding right to it. I don't use moving averages on VIX personally. Right, I really don't do it. Okay, excellent. All right, so we had a practice trade go off today on AMD. Right, we were in a position number 3 in the chair. We gapped up and pulled down. If we look at AMD intraday, right, we gapped up, ran right into resistance. We pulled down, we ran up, we pulled back, we bounced, and using what I teach in my very short-term day trading, which I've taught to our inner circle 2 different times now. We've gone through this and have practiced it in some of the Monday night sessions. We're out of that trade right about, where was it? 10:20 this morning. We're out of that trade. So right up in here. Right, we're out of that position. Done. Brenda, what line are you referring to? Is it this on the chart we're looking at right now? I just didn't see when you put it in, so I don't know what your reference is. Yes? So this is 130.79 on AMD. If we go over to AMD, it's 130.79. So it's our fib line that we're looking at there. Right? So our zero. They should be 5s, Kevin. Yeah, 5s. And you can always, if you look in the background, I know sometimes it's hard to see on the device, maybe some people use, but it always shows on TradeStation, on mine anyway, the way I set it up, is you've got 5 minute in there. Right? If I hit the 1, it will change it over to a 1 minute, 1 MIN. Right? So Erica, Santa Claus rally really happens in that last 2 weeks. So I guess we're getting close to it. But what it does is it doesn't represent as big of a move as some people might think. It's just, for me as a day trader, and it's funny I call myself that because it's not what I like. But for me as a day trader, I capitalize on those explosive moves that happen around this time, yes. But I've got another, where are we today? 11? Right, all of this week. Next week, I will be doing very little when it comes to trading. I'm not even watch the market most of the time. It's just not. It's not what I do. The last 2 weeks of the year, I'm usually it's off. So everybody knows the last week of the year, the 25th on, we are closed for vacation, right? So we will close on the 22nd. Will be our last day, and then we will go all the way through till 1, 2, 3, I think, before we open the doors back up again, right? Before we open up the doors again. So something like that. Yeah. Second, third, I don't have the January calendar up yet. I actually don't even have one yet. Um, but I don't normally do a whole lot in those last 2 weeks. But I will look occasionally. I'll keep my computer on, and if I'm bored, I'll come and step into the office. My wife's last day is the 22nd as well. If she catches me, I can only do it if she leaves. If she catches me in my office on the computer looking at charts, she will chastise me. There will be eggnog thrown at me or something. I mean, it is not a good thing for her to catch that stuff with me. Jim said CPI tomorrow, FOMC Wednesday. VIX could rise after these days. Absolutely. Also, the S&P 500 could go up 80 plus points to the next fib line, without a doubt. Oh, Erica said she's just trying to figure out why the market is bullish. Oh, me too. Right? I mean, listen, I think there's an optimism in the market that we've not seen ever before in history. Right? There's just we want it to go up. And I don't know how much of that is, I don't know what gen we're up to now, Y, Z, if they went and started the alphabet over again, Gen A, I don't know. But whatever it is, I think that 20 somethings are extremely optimistic, maybe even a little more carefree than maybe my generation was, less worried about things. And I think some of that lends itself to it right now as well. Tom said, do I see a downturn coming soon? Not according to the S&P, I don't. But there's, again, so much pending bad news out there. Will China attack Taiwan? Right? What's happening with Ukraine and with Hamas and Israel, and with Palestine, I'm sorry, and Israel, and there's just so much going on out there, and that's just war, right? And then we deal with our own issues of, is our economy going to fall apart? Are we going to see a recession? When you got guys like Robert Kiyosaki, who's usually pretty right, screaming, get out of anything you could sell now, and Grant Cardone saying, get out of anything you could sell right now, two of the largest real estate investors in the world are telling you to get out. Get out. Right? And I'm not saying they're always right, but I certainly listen when there was old commercial when E.F. Hutton talks, people listen, right? Love that commercial because they would say when E.F. Hutton talks, then everybody in the room just stops. People listen, right? Is what they would say, how they said it, but that's they're kind of that stature of they're the big guns in the room. They're investing billions of dollars in real estate, okay? And Cardone doesn't do it with two-family houses. For him, it's 60, 100, 200, 400 unit buildings. Let's see. Trip said Gen Alpha is being born now. 20s or Gen Z or Zoomers. Yep, Zoomers. I love that one. Gwendolyn said, do you think the market is being manipulated by the whales every day? Yes, every single day. I do. Yeah, Deborah, it was a great commercial. It was, right? I truly do believe that big money definitely manipulates what's going on over there. If y'all remember when we had that 1,000-point drop in the market on the Dow, it just blipped. It just boof, right? It was crazy, right? And they said, oh, somebody hit the wrong button. The individuals that I talked to said there's nowhere near the case, right? There is a pipeline that is open to the trading markets, to the U.S. markets from Saudi Arabia. And the explanation I received of it, now I have no confirmation, it's just what I was told, right? Right or wrong, I can't say. The explanation I received on it was that pipeline is open, and this was a test to see what could happen if they press that market. And they basically said 5 more minutes and our markets would have crashed. So, and it stopped. Was this done to test to see how bad it could get if they had to get it? And even after that, and even after the it being exposed that was potentially it, we haven't done anything to shut that pipeline down. So we left an open pipeline into our market. right? So, all of these things, the attacks that take place, I'm talking about just cyber attacks that take place right now where everything's getting held hostage. It's crazy, right? So all of these lend into that, every bit of it. Okay. All right. So let's go back here. Slow down to speed up, right? I did not know that someone had actually used that as a quote. I thought maybe someone did, but I had not really thought of the phrase. I was away in Maryland, and Suzanne messages me and said, "Hey, we need a topic for Power Hour for Monday." And I said, "Slow down and speed up," because the conversation I was having while I was there with someone, it was a conversation, it was a business conference I was at. But the conversation I was having there was how, some visionaries, people like myself that are entrepreneurs that are very high dominance and high I, D&I, on the disc profile, extremely high for me on both. Just jump in feet first, right? When we did all our disc profiles at Wealth Builders, the person that did them called me and he goes, "Listen, I'm just going to tell you right now." He said, "You and Sean are going to be running with your hair on fire for something that you want to do. And Amelia and Lisa are going to be standing there saying, 'Slow down, take it easy.' And they're the ones who are going to be laughing when it doesn't work." They said, "So you may want to pay attention to the way they talk and the things they say if they feel you're going too quickly," right? To me, it's just, I came up with the idea 5 minutes ago. Why isn't it done yet? I realize it takes 300 man hours. Well, why is it not done? Okay, 300 men, and for an hour, and you got 300 man hours. We're done, right? Doesn't work like that, does it? Ryan says, "Hurry up and go slow." Probably a different context. Well, yeah, it's actually backwards, right? So slow down to speed up. The reason I talk about slow down is that's the going fast is where you're making mistakes. That is where you're stepping out there and you're hitting the enter button at the wrong time. You're placing a trade because you're in a rush to get in that trade and you do the wrong damn trade. Right? You're trying to do calls, you did puts. You're trying to buy them, you sold them. Now you realize you got naked calls. You didn't even know your broker let you do naked calls, but you're in a naked call right now. And you also realize the stock that you've done it with, and you now are at risk at the potential of a margin call of $852,000. Right? Slow down to get it right. Slowing down is sometimes the best way to speed up. And Mike Vance is the one that had said this, right? But this next one really, to me, is huge. If I had only one how to save the world, I would spend, should be 1 minute. I thought we got it right. It wasn't my graphic, it was somebody else's. But if I had only 1 hour, that's what it is, not minute. Got it. I'm not reading it right. If I had only 1 hour to save the world, I would spend 55 minutes defining the problem and only 5 minutes finding the solution. Right? If you can spend the time in trading and learn and invest in yourself upfront, learn how to do this, learn how to read your charts, learn how to use the indicator set that you've chosen that you want to use for your trading. When you learn how to do all of that, then sitting down to place the trade is a lot easier. So if you go from and that's part of I don't want to do the presentation from tonight, but part of my presentation for tonight in Trading You is going to be the things that you need to do, right? It's a plan of what I want you to do first and second and so forth, right? And it's not minutia plan of, 13 seconds on this and 58 seconds on, it's not that, okay? It's bigger picture, but it gives you the idea so you can help to develop your plan, the things that are important to you. Right? What do you do each and every day? These are all things that you spend the time up front to figure out, but then you have very little time to do them every day. The way we go through this in One Trade Away Challenge, when you take that, it walks you through the process step by step from the very beginning with open a brokerage account. Right? By day 10, you're placing your first non-funded stock trade. By day 20, you're placing your first non-funded options trade. It's not about putting the real money in there. It's about hitting the enter button and getting really good at the software that you really don't know how to use. It's brand new to you, right? You got to get good at it. Spend most of the time figuring it out and very little bit of time having to execute. And I say this all the time. I would rather spend 100 hours up front so I could save 1 hour a day. I'd be happy to do that. It's called AI, right? Now you can do so many things with AI. I saw something the other day that you could take all your emails and have AI segregate all the emails. I did see a bot that will answer some emails for you, right? It's crazy. Gwendolyn said, right, that's my issue, learning the software. What program are you using, Gwendolyn? There's and the reason I'm saying the TradeStation. Okay, so it definitely can be an in-depth program, right? The reason I'm saying it is there's another broker that I've been toying around with. I'm not ready to say who they are yet, right? But I may be introducing you guys to yet another broker that we're opening an account up with right now. I've already filled out the paperwork to open the account. I haven't funded it. I wanted to get in and see the program. Bot is helpful and can lead to errors. Yeah, listen, nothing's perfect yet, right? I mean, they don't have that stuff perfect yet, Jennifer. But unhelpful. It depends. I mean, the group of marketers I was with this week, the one they were talking about, they said is phenomenal. It saves one gentleman, over an hour a day with the bot. So no, not E-Trade, Gwendolyn, not E-Trade. Nope. And we're gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna answer any more questions about it. When we're ready, if I do open an account with it, I'll probably ask the company to come on and do a training for you for it. We will not have a financial relationship. They will not be paying me. Open or don't open with them. I don't care, right? I like it because of what it's able to do, okay, what they're capable of doing. So of their software. I'm a probabilities guy. They've got very high use of probabilities inside their software. Will it work? Won't it work? And, well above and beyond Delta, right? Which is awesome, but certainly not everything, okay? All right. Drop in the companies you want me to take a look at. Let's go jump in and figure those out, what we could find on them. Someone had asked me to take a look at a stock. I don't remember who it was. I apologize. And I said, just, when I get there, put it in. So drop that one back in. You can do a copy and paste. Oofa. Okay. It's me. Okay. All right. So let's see. QQQ starts off first. Y'all need to know that Brenda loads the Qs and the spies in her keyboard, and she sits there like this the first 30 or 40 minutes until I say put them in there. Doosh. She makes sure that hers go through every time. She said, me too. Yep, there you go. Exactly. All right. So let me go. Wow. All right. Good. So on the Qs, we're in the middle of nowhere. God's country, right? We're in the middle of nowhere. We're near a resistance level. Right. So nowhere near the highs we had, which was at 407. But I like it. Break the 396, Brenda. Retest and bounce. 400 is going to be a first stopping point. Right. Spiders. I love seeing we've got Qs, we've got spiders, we've got IWM. Right. Just awesome. Let's see. Okay. So on SPY, a little bit different on SPY than Qs. We've already run into resistance. Now, I like it. That means that tomorrow morning, start of the morning, I'm in position number 2. And I'm waiting for the breakout of that 461 level. If it does retest and bounce, I'm going to pounce on a potential bullish entry. Right? And again, everything we talk is non-funded, right? So I like the setup, Brenda, but if it starts to pull back and fail here, which it could, just be careful to not get caught in there. Right? Make sure you like the setup before taking the entry. FSLR. Karen, did my team get in touch with you? Did they figure something out for us to talk? Someone had told me, again, I was away last week, that you had replied back to what I had said last week in Power Hour. All right, so on First Solar, and this is Karen's, which is what made me think of it. And if you're replying back, I'm not seeing it. It's just too far down the screen yet. I'll see it when I get back there. So we are, oh my God, we are in need of redraw, without a doubt. Yowzer. This sucker was $230, and now it's sitting at $146. Holy mackerel. All right. So das is the fibs. 42 to 54. 12. We've got 14. We don't need a fib in there. But we've got 28 and a half to 42. So 28 to 42 is 14. Yeah, so we're right on the cusp. We don't need it, but it's right there to have to split with the negative 136, right? So it is a true bearish bias, Karen. I'd like to see the break of the 142 half and the move down to 128 half, right? So fall down, retest, drop. I would probably scale out of half in the midpoint, though. I hope that helps. Let me know down below. Erica was asking for GLD. So you want to know on gold, but you had asked the question with it, didn't you, Erica? Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't get to all of it. So what was the question, Erica? Oh, so which ticker to invest for long term for gold? Well, I like the trust, the with the spiders. Oh, where did it go? Why do I not have any moving? Right? GOLD, just to bring it up, is not gold. It is a gold stock. Right? So nothing wrong with GLD, right? Um, but remember, it's a futures-based product, not the spider of the gold trust, but gold is. So you've got trading all over the world, so you can have gaps taking place on a regular basis. So just keep that in mind. Um, when I trade the GC on the futures. I don't usually hold overnight, but I trade GC on the futures. Yeah, I would use GLD, Erica, without a doubt. All right, we got a couple of you in here for Tesla. I hope that helped. TSLA. I see Roman. I see Kevin. I thought I saw somebody else a little further down. So where are we? Right. Well, right now we've got Musk mouth to contend with again, right? Musk mouth, right? With what he said about Disney and the advertisers and yada yada yada. All right. So we had that pullback, got a little bit of a bounce. We're hanging at that 238 level. Ah, I like it where it is, Roman, but we're in that sideways. We can't move up high enough. I think you need to trade this one the way that I showed in New York that time around the Trader Super Summit. Excuse me, with the very short-term intraday trade setups. I think that's the only way to trade this right now. You get that quick bounce, take it. It means 50 cents, it means $3, whatever it is, you take it and walk away. And Kevin as well, and anybody else that asked on it. 250 is the next resistance, but we keep popping up and dropping. Now, let's do this. If I go to an F2, and let's see. I am going to split this in half for no other reason than kicks and giggles. All right. You see where I'm targeting now? That 244.32 is resistance as far as I'm concerned. You got to be out of half of the trade there. Excuse me. And if you get the breakout further up, wonderful. It hasn't happened. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. It hasn't happened. So I think putting that 244.32 level in there, whatever it comes out to be, can be very beneficial. All right. Hope that helps. And then Jennifer asked for Meta. So we are in a neutral bias right now. I don't know why I don't have. Whoa, that's way over. Let's fix this. All right. So we're in a neutral bias right now. 316 is going to be my downside target, or break that 324 half, retest and bounce, and 338's resistance. So you can almost look at it, not even almost, it's a switchback. If it stays where it is, it's a switchback trade. All right, John's asking for Oracle. I hope that one helped. Kevin? Let's see. No, it wasn't Kevin. That was Jennifer. All right. John's asking for Oracle. A little expensive for covered calls, which is how I used to trade it. Earnings coming up today. Is it at the close or did it come out pre-market? I don't know, but we're in a true bullish bias, but I'd want to see the break of the 116, the retest, and the bounce. 120 and a half is resistance. All right. Hope that helps. Jennifer's asking for CBX. Very ugly. True bear. Well, it's bearish neutral actually bias, but not by much. Break through the 8 moving average, 139 and a half is support. So about 140 and a half, 141 would be my target on this one. That helps. IWM. Coach, I love all of the ETFs that are in here. Woo! Baby, baby, baby. Oh, I didn't have today. Never mind. Still, Friday was a great day. Great looking down Friday. Today's gap up. I really need to break above the 187.71, the retest and the bounce with 191.86 as resistance. Let's see. Do we need a redraw trip? So we had we had enough of a pullback in there. So yes, we can redraw on the cues. Good catch. Sometimes I get way too focused on the right side of the chart. Slow down to speed up. Okay. 382 to 394 is 12 points. Yep. So we need to put Fibbits in there. So we're going to need a negative 136 and a 118. Bueno. All right. So back to Qs. Break it at 394.14. And 400 is resistance. Good catch, Trip. Tom is asking for Intel. Lee, do me a favor. Send Karen R. More than one Karen here. Send Karen. You can see our last message was no. Send her the link to my calendar, please. All right. Intel, INTC. Good fib drawn on Intel in middle of nowhere. 42 to 45 is 3 points. We need Fibbits in here. Intel is hard for me, Tom. It's just so low of a price. If it's not covered calls, negative 136 and 118. It's not covered calls. It's hard for me to do anything directional with this. It moves $1.20 a day. A little bit tough. A little bit tough. Pull back to the 43, 42 and bounce. I'm looking at 45 as resistance. So 43 and a half. So buck and a half move to the upside. All right. Scott said, I went ahead and redraw the fibs on the Qs. Okay. From 1026 to 1129. Excellent. Good. Karen threw the other one in as SLV, which is silver. Right? They have been taking a bath in the last couple of, week and a half or so. Massive. 23 and a half down to 21. Big drop, right? Okay. March. All right, we're in a bearish bias. Retest the 2111, and we're looking at 2045 as support. PK said, how do you know when you are ready to go from clicking for paper trades to clicking for real trades? So I think the first thing you've got to feel, PK, is the comfort in your strategy. And if we just back that up for a second, we talk about different strategies, and I try when I'm giving trades here that I'm looking at, or did as a non-funded trade, I try very hard lately. You see it that I stay away from a lot of the married positions, covered calls, or even shorts like naked puts and credit spreads and so forth, right? And I stay away from them because to try to give you a central focus. For me, it's all buying directional right now is what I'm trying to say. Okay. By doing that, by putting that singular focus, you're not trying to remember that I always have two waters on my desk, always, right? I'll run outside, have to do something. I'll take this with me. I may be getting in the car. I'll grab this and take it with me. I finished it already. This is my, go-to here. But if I fill this with water and this with milk, and I poured both of them into another glass, I can't separate the water from the milk any longer. It's done. You can't get it apart. There's no way. Chemically, maybe through a lab, but you and I cannot physically separate the milk. It's not like you drop cornflakes and then we could, sift them out. I think trading strategies, PK, are the same thing. We mix up the rules. It's very easy to mix up the rules. And the best way around that is to make sure your central focus on one strategy. Now, that being said, you've got to have a comfort level in that strategy that that if you place 100 trades, your last 100 trades that you've done have given you a 52% win rate. Well, that's telling me it's probably not enough because you're 50-50, right? So that says more practice. Let's say you get up to that 65 higher, your comfort level, whatever it is, 65, 70 or higher. You're at 70, make it easy math. 7 out of 10 trades are working out for you. You're having a higher win rate, meaning you're going for a $2 profit as an example, willing to risk $1. So you always want to have a higher reward than what you're willing to risk. Okay? That just makes it where the system works. And once you've done that, PK, and you feel confidence in that system, now you get 3 trades that go against you as funded trades. You're not freaking out because you absolutely know that 30% of your trades, 3 out of every 10 you do, are going to go against you. Period. Right now, of course, there's always the caveats in the market. More attacks, more war, more inflation, less attacks, less war, all things that could affect the overall market and the trade you're in. Oracle's after market today. I appreciate that trip. Thank you. PK, did it answer it for you? You said thank you. I just want to make sure it's what Karen was asking for PayPal. Okay. All right. Yeah. We definitely, from a timing standpoint, should consider a redraw. But, man, I just ain't got nothing here. And I could draw from here. Ooh, I missed that one. Nope. Let's make a mistake, hit delete, do it all over again. That's okay. It's not horrible. 52 to 57, so about $5. Even there, we've got a split, right? 57 to 62, we've got a split. Okay. So we're going to add the negative 136 and the 118. Okay. So on PayPal, we're stuck between that 57.25 and 59.5. We're not in a true bullish bias, but bullish enough to take a directional trade. This is where you would look at it, consider an aggressive trade maybe, because you don't have the ideal setup. Break out of the 59.5, retest and bounce, maybe at 60-ish. You determine your entry. you got a bullish trade up to about 61.83. Okay. Pip said, do we need to redraw IWM? I don't know. Let's go look. Trip, we are at a point we should consider it. I just don't like this pullback as enough in there. So I think I just want to see a bigger pullback. We close below the 618, the negative 618, which means to start looking for a place to draw. It doesn't mean we have to, everybody, right? To start looking. And there you have it. Excellent. So was today helpful? Drop it down in the notes down there. Trip said, yep, that's why I asked about looking instead of actually drawing. Good. Good, Trip. Good. Always, yes. Thank you. Cool. Very good. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have a great rest of your day. God bless. Holiday season is upon us, folks. So it's time to be more cheerful to everybody, right? It's time to step out and start doing some more good for others. So do whatever you can to go and help others through this time of the year, because there are a lot of individuals that are nowhere near as well off as you are, no matter how little you may think you have, right? There's always someone that has less. So whatever you can do to help them is always a good thing to me. I need all the wins in my win column I can get, right? So I do tons of stuff around this time of year. So, yeah, so there you go. Jim said, thanks to everybody who shared in the class. And I don't say that enough. Thank you all for doing that. So wonderful day. Pay it forward. Excellent. Have a great one, and I'll see you soon. We'll leave the room open. You can grab the links that Lee dropped in the beginning of the day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.